What's going on? Rob here, Trip2323. I bet you're wondering what I'm doing here. Like, I don't got enough hobbies as there is. You know, I got all kind of hobbies, and if you've been watching, I'm not naked. I do got my pants on here. I was just putting the air conditioner in, so I'm sweating my ass off, but I know my wife got tired of seeing all the damn change and pennies on the table, where little by little I was going through them to separate the pre-82 ones and the 82 ones. There's a whole change over there, so I said, you know what, let me do a video on what I'm doing here since it's a hobby. It's just a hobby. I don't do it like some people. There's like $500 machines where you can separate, and they do coin roll and go to the bank, change and everything, and come to put it in the machine and separate the zinc pennies from the copper pennies. But what happened is in 1982, they switched over from having was like 90-something% copper in the pennies to 90-something percent zinc in the pennies. Okay, and it's 1982 is when they changed it. So personally, I don't know if it's you save the 82 pennies or you save the 81 pennies. But I save all the 82 pennies. There's other people that got like tubs and tubs and tubs filled with them because they believe once they say finally get rid of the penny, you can actually melt all this copper down and sell them in bricks of copper. But there's some people doing it already. Look up copper forging, and they make their own forges, and they take bricks of copper to the scrapyard, and they're taking all these copper pennies out of circulation already. Now that's illegal. You shouldn't do that. It is illegal, but once it's melted down, I guess they can't tell what all that copper was anyway, so they take it into the scrapyard. And what it is right now is these pennies right here are zinc, and they're worth 1 penny. Okay, now these pennies right here are almost all copper, and they're worth 2.5 to 2.25 cents. So you're thinking, that's only like 2 cents, 2.25 cents. What is that gonna do for me? I guess why I do it is because there's so much meatheads out there melting them as fast as they can get them to trade them in, that I'm in hopes that sometimes the collectors, where there'll be so few of them that the collectors will want them more. I don't know. That's a little bit in my mind. I actually got a metal detector also, and there's a group in Chicago that downtown by the beaches that they go all the time, and they find them little silver pennies. I just haven't had time for that. But it's called, they call it coin rolling. So if you want to look up coin roll, you probably did to find this video. And when you get older, you need one of these. I don't know if you can see my eyeball. When you get older, you need one of these. This is $4, vice that machine, that's $500. So when we get home, you know, whenever actually the bank fills up a little bit or I got time, I just kind of look through the pennies, and whichever ones are 82 or older go in one pile, and then which ones are 82 or nowhere go in another pile. Now there's also one that's, I think it's a 1941D. If you find any 1941D pennies, don't do anything with our 1941 pennies. Don't do anything with that penny until you look further into it, because I believe that's the one that is worth 6 figures. Alright, either way, I want to show you what the difference is with the pennies and why it's a little bit one of my hobbies. You know, these right here, like I said, I'm not looking to cash in at some point, and unless I find a 1941D penny, I'm cashing that sucker in. But these right here, I just put to the side because so much people are melting them for the price of the copper. Then I'm hoping sometime they'll become a rarity. Alright? Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.